So ladies and gentlemen, today I am sitting in an adorable hotel room. It's a suite. It actually housed a newly engaged couple last night.
It did.
Right, Kimberly?
It did. It has great energy in this room.
It has great energy.
It
We
totally
see some
does.
leftover chocolate-covered strawberries, champagne, anniversary or engagement flowers, right?
Uh-huh.
So you and I are in San Francisco, California, and your name is Kimberly Zink, and you are one of the owners of Clemmer and Associates, which is a personal development company, right?
It is, absolutely.
So my assistant Chelsea, the one who got engaged yesterday,
Yes.
also works for you.
She does. I'm very blessed to have her.
I feel the same way.
Uh-huh. She is a party in a body. She is.
She's really been a blessing to both of us.
Both of us.
You know, I know that personal development is part of your passion, but can you tell us more specifically so that my audience can really connect with who you are and how they can learn from you, what exactly your passion is?
My passion is giving people the opportunity to know they have a choice. And I think that so many of us grow up in the environment that we're told we have a choice. But there's a huge difference between knowing at a head level and knowing at a heart level. And what our work does is it's experiential. And so it gets all of you involved. It's not something that it's not a one-way experience. It's a two-way experience. Actually, it's probably a million-way experience. But because it's experiential, they have an opportunity to feel, hear, see, touch, and experience choice. And it takes it from being a head opportunity to a heart opportunity. And choice, the choice to decide that you are worthy today, the choice to decide that you matter, the choice to decide that I want it all and I can go and create it. Mm-hmm. I don't know that many of us truly at a heart level believe in that.
And this is why Chelsea thought you and I should be speaking because, you know, I'm all about people acting as well.
Take it. Let's go.
And I'm about them envisioning something for themselves that they really want, seeing themselves doing it, exploring what it would take, and then executing a plan, which is really everything you just said too.
It is.
And you do it on a grand scale. I mean, you know, you have an entire company, you're out of California, you're out of Colorado. Yep. You run workshops, it's a big program.
It is, yeah, and we're actually international. So we're Europe, China, everywhere.
But how did this start for you? Where did this passion begin?
This passion began the exact moment in time that I made the choice. That was the day that I woke up. I got that after going through physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, life abuse, that we all choose in and out of. The moment that I got that I didn't have to live the existence that I had been experiencing, called my life, the same way anymore. I was sitting in a class and I recognized transformation. It was literally like I saw it in time. And I realized I wanted it. I wanted to be able to make a choice again and again and again. But even bigger is I knew I wanted other people to have the same miracle that I had just experienced.
So when you say you were sitting in a class, it was at Clemmer. You were a student.
I was, yeah. I was in the classroom, and I was experiencing the pain of my life. And in the experiential work, we were given an opportunity, and I chose a different experience. And in that moment, I literally went, if I can do this, anybody can. And why don't we all have this knowledge? Why don't we all have this?
Well, and that moment that you're talking about is just that your awareness was raised, your level of consciousness was raised, and you got a new perspective on life.
I woke up. Mm-hmm. I felt like I had been asleep for 29 years. And sadly asleep in a coma that was very pain-induced. And so the moment that I woke up, I felt again, but it wasn't just pain. And that for me was something that I went, if I can do this, anybody can.
If it wasn't just pain, what else did you feel?
In that moment, I felt liberty.
And with that, I feel like you're saying you felt hope that maybe you didn't have before for your future.
It was possible at that point. Mm-hmm. I saw something as possible.
And so is that where you said, I not only want to do this myself, I want to teach as many people about this? Is that where your passion?
That was the moment in time that I said, if I can do this, anybody can. And why wasn't I told about this?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, because I think that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Because I think that maybe, people may have tried to tell you in different ways, but until we're ready, you couldn't receive it or see it. I don't know.
I would agree with that at some level. And I would agree with the fact that had I been exposed, I don't know. I would like to say when I was ready, it was time. I'm saying that this stuff is so authentically, genuinely who we're intended to be, that I think if we can expose people to it, that I think they can choose to wake up even earlier.
But do you think that your history, all of those things that you've traveled through, add to the teacher you are now for your students
I guarantee it. But I also don't necessarily believe that you have to go through so much.
Right. But not everybody ends up being the teacher like you are either at the helm, right?
This is truth. And everybody has a choice to, if they would like to. So, and that was the day. That was the moment. Because I'll tell you right now, I sat in that chair and I wasn't in that moment thinking, I want to own this company one day like I do. I wasn't thinking, gosh, I want to travel the world and help change the lives and the families and the businesses of people that I don't even speak their same language. In that moment in time, that's not where I was at. In that moment in time, I woke up to the fact that I had a choice. And that is what I wanted everybody to have.
So next, though, you made a leap into becoming, I'm sure this took, what was the period of time it took from that moment where you did become part owner in this company?
13 years.
Okay, so 13 years. What kind of hesitations or challenges did you have stepping into that role?
Every hesitation, every challenge, you name it, and I probably had an opportunity to overcome it. And still so much to grow, so much to do, so many people. So I don't think that we are designed to truly ever overcome it all. I think we're designed to keep getting up every day and attempting it, stepping into it, being the best version of it.
For my audience,
sure,
who is out there right now and they're thinking, wow, this is pretty cool. She got involved in something that really meant a lot to her and then had an opportunity to be at the helm of this and impact more people. And there's something maybe they want to get involved in, but they have limiting thoughts holding them back. And what did you have to push through to take this step? Like, how can they be inspired by your courage?
First of all, I knew that the work had helped me, and I knew that my family was better. I knew that I was better. And somebody gave me that gift, and so every day, no matter what problem showed up, what internal worthiness issue, that I looked in the mirror and said, Kimberly, you're not good enough for this. You're not smart enough for this. You don't have the education. You don't have the life experience. You don't understand it all. Every doubt that came up like that, and there were many, sometimes moment by moment by moment, between the friends that I surrounded myself with who were passionate about the same things, having the work, the depth of the work, and understanding that it was a choice, and that when I was in pain, I could choose out of pain in that moment. That was a support. But the main thing is, I didn't want anybody else to have to continue living in the pain that I was in. And it was my responsibility. It was a duty. Not a duty like a burden, like most of us would see that. Literally, it is I truly believe that it was given to me, and the only way I can keep it is I have to give it away. And the more I give it away, the more I get. And so those were the things that kept getting me back out of bed the next day, because the pain was significant. Whether it was, how do you come up with another, $1 million? How do you help inspire people that are in significant pain? How do you help people see that they are capable when the world has told them for their entire existence that they are not? What supported me the most is that I knew it was my responsibility, it was my opportunity to give them that gift.
What do you think you have learned about yourself from this journey?
That I was designed a specific way, and that everything that has occurred, both positive or negative, appearance-wise, word-wise, mentally, it's all a lie, and it's all true. What I learned about myself is I could pick and choose which of those I used in my life to get me where I wanted to be. I learned that anything was possible, and that I, if I was willing, could do it. I learned about myself that I like to make things a little harder than they needed to be. And not having to have it as hard anymore has been a lot of fun. I learned that I'm a good person. I make mistakes, and a lot of them. But ultimately, I'm a good person. And I have big things to do on the planet. And when I sat in that seat all those years ago, I saw myself as no one, with nothing, going nowhere. And today, oddly enough, today, someone said, Kimberly, jokingly, of course, someone said, Kimberly, I'm going to sue you for $50 million. And I said, really? And he goes, yep. And I started laughing, and he goes, why are you laughing? And I said, because if you can sue me for $50 million, do you know the impact that I must be making? If I have $50 million that you think you're going to get, I must be making a huge difference on this planet. All those years ago, if I had heard something so devastating, I would have heard it and been buried and never to be seen again. It would have been the end.
Right.
And instead, I heard it. And instead I heard, wow, if something that big could happen, how much bigger are you, Kimberly, that could occur? That's what I discovered about me, is that how I look at life is not determined by my past, it's determined by my choice. It's determined based on who I am and how I choose to see life, what I choose to do with it.
So what advice would you give my audience about what I said, say, envision, explore, execute? What advice would you give them on that front to accomplish similarly?
Yeah. I would tell them, start and don't stop. Yes, it's okay to take a day off. Yes, it's okay to even take a week off. Start and don't stop. Little actions every single day will get you somewhere. Waiting till you're ready doesn't work, because guess what? I'm still not ready. But I'm willing. and I'll get ready as it comes. And if I would say to anyone, start. Believe that it's possible. Look for evidence in the world that other people have, and hook into that dream, hook into that passion, hook into that. Discover your purpose. Know why you're here. Hook into that energy. And when you doubt yourself, find someone who can see you better than you can in this moment.
How can people contact you?
Klemmer.com. Klemmer. Here's what I would say. At a heart level, here's what I would say. We're all designed for something. In that space and time is simply waiting. It's calling us forth. Will we step into it? It's just about time. And it's about a choice. And it's about a willingness to activate. Start.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
You're welcome. It was a privilege and an honor. It was a beauty to meet you. I love your passion. You can just see it all over you, and it's a guide. It's a guide. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate. We try to relate. This is my breakthrough. Whoa. Said now, this my breakthrough. Whoa. Oh man, this my breakthrough.